listening to the What the Wrestling podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Oh, you already knew what time it is. That's right, that's right. We back with the Hell in a Cell review. Mike coming in tomorrow, so we shouldn't have any more of these goddamn mic issues. So hooray for that.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Alright, so with that being said, check out my socials. Yes, yes, yes. We have RJD underscore 199. That is the Instagram. RJ699. That is the Twitter. And we have RJD199. That is the Snapchat. But most importantly, follow What the Wrestling on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. As always, follow What the Wrestling on Spotify and Anchor. And we are a go. So let's go. Yes, yes, yes. 'Tis I, RJD here. Welcome to What the Wrestling. This is the podcast where we talk about all things wrestling. I am your host, RJD. Once again, I am in a robe. I am bald and sexy, but that is not what we are here to talk about. Holy hell, we are here to talk about a couple of stupid things.
You stupid.
A couple of surprises.
Surprise, motherfucker!
And Hell in a Cell. But first things first, let's get the other stuff out of the way. Yes, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. What the Wrestling, as always. Spotify, Anchor, YouTube. Please hit that like button, alright? It don't cost you nothing. Let's push me up in the algo. Subscribe to the channel. What the Wrestling. We back. Mic en route. It is en route. The mic is en route. What is the name of the mic that I got? I don't know. I forgot. Something S. I don't know. But it's a good mic. It's a decent mic. Should be alright. And I am ready to get this thing started. I know I had some audio issues last week. I only did like one video. But we back on it. And we are back, baby. And I am ready to get the ball rolling. So thank you for everybody who rocked out. Shout out to my boy. Shout out my boy Jesse.
Perfect!
If you are listening to this, gave me some encouraging words about this freaking mic issue. We talked about Hell in a Cell for a minute or two. It was pretty cool. But we got to get right into it, man. We're going to do this a little different, all right? We're going straight into the main event. We're going straight into what looked to appear to be a torn pec. So for everybody who's saying, Cody, oh, it was gimmicked, that was makeup.
Stupid.
That was not makeup. The brother was purple, okay? I didn't even know he could turn purple. I have been purple once or twice with the bad bruise. That looked simply crazy. So what we're going to do is we're going to shout out Cody. Because Cody tore his pec weightlifting, and apparently it was torn off the bone. Now, I have a couple of things to say about this, but I want to get this out of the way first. We shouted out Cody because that was gutsy, that was ballsy. All that did was tell me, personally, as a fan, that Cody loves his job. He loves performing, loves wrestling, and B, he loves the fans. Because there's no way you put yourself through that amount of pure pain. As a shout out to Misfit TV, shout out to them, 19 inches of pain. There's no way you put yourself through that much goddamn pain without loving, absolutely loving what you do. It is just, it doesn't happen. If you don't love what you do, you're not doing that. Cody is not here for the paycheck. Cody is a ballsy individual. And if you don't know that by now, watching him perform last night, I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, there's something wrong with you. Like, for real. Like, watching that last night gave me
emotional damage.
I couldn't believe it. That's first things first. We can get that out the way. Shout out Cody's praises. Secondly, we got to shout out Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins was in an impossible spot. The brother is, first of all, Seth Rollins is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Hands down. I don't give a hell or damn who you talking about. From Okada to Danielson, Seth Rollins is one of the best wrestlers in the world. He's amazing. And he had an impossible task of protecting this brother while still beating him up in the Hell in a Cell, while still trying not to further injure him. There must be incredible trust between two performers when one performer is as hurt as Cody was last night with a legit torn pec. You have to be able to trust the person you're in the ring with to even go through a match like that and trust that he doesn't further injure you. So Seth Rollins had to kind of work, or how do you work around a guy with a freaking bruise from here to here? Like, check out the thumbnail. This is bruised. 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 His whole right, I think it was the right side. His whole right side is effed up, like like effed up to no end. He probably, every movement he does is painful, and now you got to go get dumped on your body, your shoulder, your arm, hit with kendo sticks and belts and going through tables, and holy hell, and damn, like, that brother is ballsy. So shout out to Seth Rollins for not only working a fantastic match, but protecting Cody and not beating him up too much worse than he already was beat up. Just shout out to both of them.
Perfect.
So we had to get that out the way first. Secondly, first thing I thought when I saw, so he comes out, and we're going to tie this into the actual match. So Seth Rollins comes out in his polka dot American Dream Dusty Rhodes outfit, polka dot attire, basically shitting on, mocking Seth. That was funny. So immediately I'm like, this is already great. Shout out to them. Cody comes out with his Homelander jacket, and he's already not moving that arm. So I'm like, oh man, that must be legit. All the reports must be true. No, Dave Meltzer was saying that he hurt himself. Then he takes off the jacket during introductions, and not only is he bruised the hell up, check the thumbnail, but his right side is swollen to holy hell. So I don't even know how people thought that was gimmicked. I mean, yes, Cody has gained a lot of muscle over the years, and he's gotten, bulked up. Great. But if you look at this side of him, and then you look at the other side of him, everything is swollen from like his triceps to his bicep to his shoulder to his, everything just looks swollen. It's like easy to see. Swollen as hell. Holy hell. So I was just like, wow, this is crazy. So I immediately was just like, wow, he's really hurt. So I'm thinking, how do they allow this brother to come out and wrestle? Like, is there not a doctor protocol to this? Like, I know he didn't have a concussion, and you can wrestle. I mean, it's going to be painful as hell, but what I think happened, and listen, I'm no doctor, okay?
You stupid.
I ain't stupid, but I ain't no doctor, so don't give me the lying. But what I think happened is, if the reports are true and he tore his pec off the bone, I wonder how he did that weightlifting, first of all. I mean, it's not like you can't injure yourself weightlifting, but I wonder how he did it. Like, was he doing bench presses and this shit just tore off? Like, I don't know. But he obviously tore his pec. Now, there's a partial tear, there's a full tear. So if he legit tore it off the bone and it wasn't a partial tear, then my thinking is, well, the doctor must have told him, well, you can't do any more damage to it. If it's already off the bone, I mean, you can wrestle. It's going to hurt like hell, but you can do it. And then you have the surgery a day or two after, and they do what they got to do, and you sit out, let it heal up, you come back. If it's a partial tear, then they would not let him wrestle, because if it's partially torn off, then they could get the surgery, put it back, and it won't be as severe as if it was fully torn off. So that's the only reason why I think they let him do it. Besides the fact that Cody's a madman. Listen, I feel bad that he was getting booed in AEW. This performance made me feel bad about him getting booed in AEW. The brother set himself on fire. Let us not forget. He set himself on fire. We forget that. And he still got booed. How do you boo this man after knowing and seeing physically that he is effed up with a torn pec, completely off the bone, probably legit off the bone, and you can clearly see the damage, swollen, in pain? If this brother didn't have a cortisone, the cortisone shot in like 3 different places, I would be shocked if he didn't at least have a cortisone shot or 2 or 3 to ease the pain, to take the edge off. I'd be shocked if he went out there with nothing. But how do you boo him now? How? Like, how do you boo this man?
Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
I can't boo him. Look at what he did for us, the fans, for our entertainment. I can't boo this man.
Stupid.
Like, come on, son. Like, can't boo him after that. So, he had a pectoral tear. It was legit. Yeah, they started off, they had some offense. They went digging in. Immediately, there was a kendo stick to Cody's chest. Rollins was digging it in, smacking him with it. Listen, Cody was trying, and Cody, I believe, is right-handed, and so every time he uses that right hand, that had to suck. Rollins came back, torturing him psychologically, put on his jacket, got his weighted belt, and whipped the hell out of him in that injured pec, just whipping him, and every time he hit him, it was just like, like it just made you wince. Because, yes, we have to suspend our disbelief because we know it's wrestling. But at the end of the day, when you know somebody has a legit injury that you can clearly see and you clearly know that has to hurt, Jesus Christ, it's like, how do you not wince at, oh my God. And listen, I've had messed up shoulders, I've had dislocated fingers, I've had a strained groin. That is probably the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life. That was the worst week and a half of my life. I strained my groin maybe 10 years ago and didn't tell anybody, just powered through it. And at the time, I was in retail, so you know, you're on your feet all day, and I was going to school at the same time. And when I say a strained groin, everything hurt, and it wasn't even that badly strained, is the crazy thing. I mean, to get up it hurt, to breathe it hurt, to sit down it hurt, to move it hurt, because every motion that you do, you need to use your groin. And I could only imagine wrestling on that. Like, I wouldn't have been able to. I couldn't run. I could barely walk properly, trying to overcompensate for the pain in my midsection. It was rough. So for Cody, I mean, everything you do, I mean, you lift this arm, this probably still hurts. Because, you know, every movement you do, your pecs move. So, like I said, just kudos to him. Kudos to him. So he put his jacket on, hit him with the weight belt a couple of times. Crowd, Rollins got a table. The crowd said, thank you, Rollins. Corey Graves, who was excellent on commentary last night, went into calling the crowd, oh, you animals, you a bunch of animals. But they said thank you, Rollins, because in the previous match, they wanted tables for the no-holds-barred match. They didn't get tables. So when Rollins grabbed a table, they said thank you, Rollins, because they love tables. So Rollins was in control, hit a frog splash, but missed. He went through the table. Table got obliterated. Cody came out. Excuse me. Yeah, Cody rolled out of the way of that. Then Cody went under the ring, dragged a bull rope, called back to his daddy, got a bull rope, he told Seth Rollins to put the other side of the bull rope on, and they proceeded to whack each other, and Cody whacked him with the cowbell for a close 2 count. Still struggling through the pain, still hurt. Cody just powering through. Cody got hit with a buckle bomb through the table. That looked like it sucked. Kicked out of that. Cody, we had "This is Awesome" chants from the Chicago crowd. Cody almost defeated Rollins with the pedigree, but he kicked out. Good shout out to the pedigree. There was a curb stomp, followed by another "This is Awesome" chant after the curb stomp. The crowd fully invested in this, and the crowd, to their credit, the crowd for the first 5-6 minutes of this match, the crowd was in silence. You could hear a pin drop, and the reason why is because Cody looked so crazy. The crowd was like taken back because it was gruesome how his pec and his body looked. So the crowd was in disbelief. There was like a like when he took his jacket off, it's like the air was sucked out of the arena because the crowd could not believe that he was wrestling like that. So Cody came back, and there was a sledgehammer that was introduced. Landed two consecutive crossroads. There was a crossroads, another crossroads, and Cody threw him down. The crowd booed him because they didn't know what he was about to do. If you see me looking, it's because I want to make sure my mic doesn't cut off. So I'm not crazy.
You stupid.
I just want to make sure my mic doesn't cut off. I cannot wait to get my mic tomorrow. But anyway, Cody came back and with two crossroads, dropped him. He got booed a little bit. Then he grabbed the sledgehammer. Huge pop for the Triple H sledgehammer spot. And Cody Rhodes gets the win. At the end of it, his body was more purple and swollen at the end of the match than it was in the beginning of the match. So this brother really, really did do his thing. And I just need to, shout him out. Listen, Don DeMarco for this match. Don DeMarco for these two amazing, amazing competitors. This was fantastic. Match of the night for me. And the realism that was added to this just made it even better. And I am so grateful for Cody. I want to just thank him personally. He might never watch this a day in his life. I don't know. Who cares? Cody is the fucking man. Let us not forget he put himself on fire for the fans. Let's not forget that. Fire. Legit. Burning. So, shout out to Cody. He's amazing. Awesome stuff. And that was your main event. I had to switch it up because I had to talk about Cody and what he did because that was pure gold. It was fantastic. I loved it. And I hope Cody, first of all, Cody is now set up to come back as a massive babyface. He is the biggest babyface in the company right now. Roman Reigns is the biggest heel. Respect that brother's authority. Cody Rhodes, listen. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Brother, go take 6 months off. Heal up 100%. Come back. Maybe Royal Rumble time. Torn pec. Listen, if you're John Cena, a torn pec is 2 weeks. That's light work. Because John Cena is not human. But if you're like the rest of us and you're a human being and you're not from the outer world galaxy, a torn pec could be anywhere from 6 to 9 months, depending on how your body heals up. Cody Rhodes is a young brother. Hopefully, he did not further hurt himself last night, and he can go enjoy his wife and his kid and relax at home, physical therapy, do the surgery, come back, Royal Rumble, win the Royal Rumble, and if you don't get The Rock, that's the guy who beats Roman Reigns. Story writes itself. And before I go continue, Roman Reigns has a bunch of competitors now. He has Bobby Lashley, as you'll be able to see when I continue the review. He has Riddle or Randy Orton. And he has Drew, who's already going to fight him in overseas at the Clash at the Castle. So he's got legit four contenders right now. And that could carry him over to the Royal Rumble. And if Cody comes back, he wins the Royal Rumble. If he comes back, Royal Rumble season, he wins the Royal Rumble. It's not even close. That's who wins the Royal Rumble. So let him come in at number 28, a surprise. And he comes back with the Homelander jacket, and he wins the Royal Rumble. And if you keep hearing me refer to Homelander, go watch The Boys. It is amazing. Another dope-ass match last night was the opener. Raw Women's Championship match. Bianca Bellaire versus Becky Lynch versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. This whole entire pay-per-view was great opener, great closer, decent middle, fine with me. Thumbs up show. The end came where Bianca Belair was tossed out. The manhandle slam was hit on Asuka, but Bianca Belair jumped back in, threw Becky Lynch out, and covered Asuka for the win. Yes, Asuka took the pin, but all three of these ladies had the chance to shine. The story of the match was Becky Lynch trying to be as opportunistic as she could be, and she comes in and tries to throw the opponent out and steal the victory. Asuka is the striker of the group. Her strikes, she hit like 2 consecutive back fists, then like a kick, another back fist, a kick, a suplex for German suplex for a very close 2 count. Asuka did her thing in this match. You forget how good that woman really is. She is amazing. Bianca Belair, the strongest, the fastest, the dopest, the toughest. She was consistently in this match, proving how strong she was, and that was her story. This was an awesome opener. This is a hot opener, like good spot after good spot after good spot after good spot. These 3 ladies worked their arses off. Shout out to my my people with the accent. They worked their asses off in this match. They did their thing. I cannot say anything bad. This match was awesome. Shout out to these guys. They did their thing. Awesome stuff. All 3 of these ladies got the time to shine. There was a lot going on in this match. It was chaotic, but it was a beautiful train wreck. And from here, everybody looked better coming out of this match than they did going into it. Even though Asuka took the pin, she is a formidable opponent, and you can have these 3 intertwine and feud all the way up until SummerSlam. Next, we had Bobby Lashley versus Omos in a handicap match. There was interference by Cedric Alexander, distracted Omos long enough for Lashley to spear him. He got up out of there, hurt lock to MVP. MVP tapped out. This was great. After the match, Lashley grabbed a fan's replica WWE Championship, and he said, "That's mine. That's mine. I'm coming for it." And the crowd loved them some Bobby Lashley tonight. Bobby Lashley was a huge heel a little while ago. Now he is a huge babyface. He is a legitimate contender to Roman Reigns, and it looks like that is possibly a direction that they could go if they want to go in that direction. There was a beautiful spot where Omos literally pushed Mr. Bobby Lashley through the barricade. That was awesome. But that was the end of the match. This match was great. Good stuff for what it was. We had Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens. This match was good, but Kevin Owens, I felt like it was missing the next gear, if I will. So it was like one notch down from how great it could have been. It was missing a little something, but it was a good match. Super kick into the cannonball in the corner, then stunner, and that is all she wrote for Ezekiel. Kevin Owens gets the win here. This story will continue, and we will find out finally if Ezekiel is Elias. So this storyline will continue. Fine by me. This was cool. Then we had AJ Styles and Finn Balor and Liv Morgan versus Judgment Day. Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley. This was an awesome middle of the show match. These three did their thing. There was no extra entrant into the Judgment Day faction. We thought we were going to get another member, but we did not. And there was also no Bray Wyatt on this show. And I could have told you that.
Stupid.
I didn't see Bray Wyatt coming into this show. If he does come back, it'll be at a major show. It won't be at something like this, like a Beeline pay-per-view, in my opinion, anyway. So, the end came when Finn Balor set up for the coup de grace. Rhea Ripley stood in the middle. Balor then got crotched on the apron, and that led just enough time for Balor to get speared by Edge, and Judgment Day gets the win. Liv Morgan is great. She has improved so much over like year after year after year. She keeps improving and getting better. I really hope they give her the title. I just think, and I'm focusing in on Liv Morgan here because I think she's just missing one thing. It could be a little thing. She's missing something. Like one little connection with the crowd, and she's going to be massively, massively over. I feel like the crowd wants her because, you know, she's fun size, she's tiny, but she's fierce in that ring, and she's gotten so much better from like the Riot Squad days. And I just think there's one little thing, and she could be world champion. I see Liv getting the title. It's like she needs to put it all together. It's like the pieces are there. And I think she's so great. I really do. Edge is who he is. Damian Priest is who he is. He's great. Rhea Ripley's great. AJ Styles and Finn. Come on, stop it. This was a good match. Solid stuff. We had Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin. This match was a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. The crowd tried to care. They tried. But, you know, it's hard because it's like the mid-card vortex kind of sucks up everything Baron Corbin does. But Happy Corbin came in, and the end of this match was a picking up of Corbin, tossing him into the steps with a fallaway slam. Moss then got revenge on Corbin, wrapping a chair around his neck, throwing the steps onto him with the chair pinned to his throat, and he died, figuratively, not literally. And Madcap Moss got the win. So, decent match. Madcap Moss lost the suspenders. That's a good thing. And he looks like $1 million. I mean, he's jacked. Madcap Moss is jacked. He looks phenomenal. Now they need to start building him up from the ground up. And Madcap Moss will definitely be something one day. Then we had United States Championship match, Theory versus Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali from Chicago. They announced them as Chicago's own. The crowd, that got the crowd into Ali. The build to this match wasn't great, but the match itself was better than the build, and the fact that the crowd was behind Ali, building him up, that also is great. I'm glad Ali is back and doing what he does best. He is fluid, he is crispy in the ring. This brother does not deserve to be sitting in catering. He took the L here, but eventually you build back to this, you have him beat Theory. Maybe at the next major pay-per-view, maybe 2 pay-per-views from now. Have Ali circle around and beat Theory, and then you can move Theory on to some other shit. Ali is great. The end came where we had a tilt the world DDT and a 450 splash attempt by Ali. Theory dodged the 450 and hit the A-Town down for the win. This was great. I like Theory. I didn't like him at first. He's built like John Cena. He's built like a young John Cena, if that makes sense. I mean, he is. There's no denying it. He's built like a young John Cena. And I think he has all the makings to be phenomenal. Vince McMahon clearly loves Theory, Austin Theory, and he's gonna be pegged for greatness. Long as he keeps putting it all together. See, but John Cena came in with the rapping. Like, John Cena was cool. I mean, I'm talking about not early John Cena, where John Cena was the blue tights with the blue shorts, and the black tights with the black shorts, and with the black boots, and the orange tights with the orange boots. I'm talking about Thugonomics John Cena. He was cool. He was rapping, and he could actually rap. So Austin Theory is not that John Cena. Austin Theory is like ruthless aggression. Like he's like that John Cena. And I think he could put it together. Will he pull it together like John Cena? That remains to be seen. But I like Theory. Keep doing what you're doing, brother man. You're great. You're awesome. Let's clap it up for him. And that was your show. That was the show right there. Okay, like I was saying, everybody talks about Tony Khan and all the people that he's signing, but the fact of the matter is they have Omega, Danielson, Cole, Scorpio Sky. All of these people are hurt. But as Miro just got back, he was hurt. But do you worry about anybody? And do you worry about Tony Khan not being able to put on a great program? No. You know why? Because his roster is full of freaking talent that he got. And when one person leaves, another person jumps right into that spot. Another worthy person of means and another worthy person who is an amazing talent jumps right into that hole that was left. Kenny Omega's gone. AEW didn't miss a beat. So WWE has a problem because Roman Reigns is on a part-time schedule now. Cody is out for the next at least 5 months, 4 or 5 months. Even if he's superhuman, he ain't coming back no 2-3 months. He's going to be out for a long time. And who you got at the top of the card? If Cody doesn't wrestle on this show, who you got besides Drew and Bobby? Nobody. That's horrible. God forbid Drew or Bobby get hurt. This show is going to be terrible. SmackDown's already bad. They only had one freaking feud on this pay-per-view. Raw ain't that far behind them. 1 or 2 major players get hurt, it's going to be a problem. So WWE firing all of these freaking people, all of these wonderful, fantastic talents, firing all of them. Ronda Rousey wasn't on this show. Who's she going to fight? Charlotte just got married. She's taking time off. Who's she going to fight? This is what I'm saying, man. WWE has a problem and they need to address this shit. And because the injury bug has hit both companies in a major way. A lot of people, a lot of stars are injured. And they're going to have to figure this shit out because you can't keep replacing people when top guys keep going down. Especially if you don't have nobody to fill their shoes. It's going to be a problem. So with that being said, that's all I got before shit starts breaking down on me. Mike coming tomorrow. Check out my socials once again. RJD here. Please hit the like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm going out to enjoy the day. All y'all be safe out here. Peace.
Dom DeMarco.